My Gavan and Meronine, and well met indeed. I'm Arach here, Galadurthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome to what has been decided as the final episode of Khand. We will fight the grand battle of Tal al-Jaf and hopefully kill Harad and bring the Khand campaign to a conclusion hereabouts. So I did want to jump in on the battle, but I thought I'd give you all a reminder of what we're up against. So there's quite a few pike units coming. Well, there's only two, actually. There's quite a few Southron troops coming in the main force with Warlord Umara and Saeed. You know, they've got some archers there, they've got some pikes there, and they've got some cavalry there. But overall, it is not the strongest army. But Captain Talib, who is trapped within the city, he's got a better force. He's got 3 units of trollmen, which are much stronger. Southron warband, pikemen, and 2 types of siege and camel riders. Now, there are only 3 units of cavalry in the... Oh, no, we've got these 2. The cavalry game is going to be a pain in the neck. They're going to want to try and kill ours, and we are going to want to try and kill theirs. Now, before... I popped a poll, and for those, again, who are on YouTube and still not sure how YouTube polls work, there'll be an eye icon in the corner. If you ever hear anyone say, oh, I've done a poll on YouTube, there is always a little white button in the top right of the video. You can press that and then you can vote. Now, there's no poll on this one, but that's how polls work on YouTube. In the comments section, something that was reiterated and said quite a lot was that you'd all like Khand to end, or most of you would. There was a couple of people that said end Angmar, but don't end Khand. But the majority is Khand to end. The votes were 70-30 against when I started recording this episode, so 70% of you said end Khand, with only 30% saying end Angmar instead. So, and I was always keen to end Khand. We have definitely won. This is not going to be a challenge anymore. So I'm happy with that. But a lot of actual comments said, oh, hold up, Galu. Why don't you end both? Angmar is something of a grind and is now going to be in the same area that the High Elves are. Thus, we're going to get the same gameplay for both campaigns. Now, I don't want to unilaterally apply that, but what I think I will do, and have hopefully done, for this video is, instead of using a YouTube poll, I've put up the far more reliable and much easier to understand straw poll, which can be found in the description below. And within that, you will find the question thus: should Angmar be replaced? What campaign should replace Angmar? The top answer, one of the answers will be none. Continue Angmar. But the other one will then be a list of factions that could, well, replace Angmar if you want them to. So the poll is basically, should Angmar end as well? And if it should, who would you want to stand in its place? That is then the straw poll question. Hopefully I can write out that information to that effect, because otherwise people won't really realise what it says, and they'll just... they'll think that Angmar is definitely being ended, and then they'll vote on who should replace Angmar. But Angmar is not definitely being ended. It is up to you. So go to the straw poll and vote for whether you want Angmar to continue, and if you don't want Angmar to continue, what faction would you like to start a new campaign with? It could be a Total War faction if you'd like it to be, and that means I've got to do a load of modding to get the Total War campaign to work, because at the moment it doesn't. Because we were only going to wait until we got to the very end to edit and make it work, but I can always edit it now. It's only a minor... It wouldn't take very long. I haven't planned at all for where their reinforcements are. That's right, they're coming in over there.
They bring in reinforcements.
So, do go to the straw poll, and... do vote on your thoughts on should Angmar continue, and if it shouldn't continue, which faction should take its place. And I will go with it. You will note that I have omitted certain factions from the poll. I'm not sure yet which ones those are, because I recorded this before I made the poll. But I'm certain I'm going to cut some of them out. For example, Angmar and Khand are not going to be in there. High Elves are not going to be in there because we're currently playing as them, and I'd probably omit almost all of the Eriadorian factions for the very reason why we're asking this question in the first place, because we don't want to have 2 campaigns in the same theatre. I will this time as well do my very best to try and get our elite units out as fast as possible so that you actually get to see them. I think it's been a failing of mine in the past that I don't get to the elite units very quickly, and so you end up just never getting to see what they look like. And it shouldn't be like that. But you've seen the Variag Lancers before, but here they are. One of Khan's most elite units. And looking pretty good in all their finery. With the Iwo horse. Previously used for only the Iwo, but now expanded upon. There's the great Candish banner with the sun and the arrows. As the enemy maneuvers against us. Now remember, they did attack us, so they've got to get their acting gear and come hit us. We're going to have to manage our cavalry a little bit, I'm afraid, because cavalry skirmishing is awful. It's bloody awful when you tell the skirmishers to... when they skirmish against other cavalry. They're really bad at skirmishing against other cavalry, so we have to watch out that they're not getting flanked by that unit over there, for example, that is absolutely currently flanking them. The Black Snake Guard seem to be beelining for them as well. But we have got a lot of archers, far more than they have, I think. And of course we've got our Blacklock Engineers, we've got to try and keep them alive. We've got some flank protection there, and on the right-hand side our flanking protection is mostly just our cavalry at the moment. Ah, you guys, can you go and shut down them, please? Should be able to deal with them, no trouble. Right, you fellows, take a wider approach. We'll try and deal with this before they arrive, but we might have to cut them off at the pass, as it were. Oh, they're using the ballista to take out our cavalry archers, that's bizarre. And I'm using our cavalry archers to take out their cavalry where possible. The Black Snake Guard and the Southron Lancers, though, have moved over to that side. But the enemy is taking losses. I don't want to run near the Black Snake. That's my problem. But we'll pull you back in anticipation. You'll still be able to shoot at things. Did anyone charge us? No. Ah, but they're coming back for us. Pull away. I don't think you will have stopped the ballista. No, you wouldn't have. Ah, and unfortunately, cavalry. Ah, cavalry getting
victory is well within our grasp.
Murdered by the.
Time our foe will surely see this.
Are the chariots doing well, or are the chariots doing badly? I can't really tell. Oh, I think they're doing well. Ah, look, the enemy's coming for us. Break over there. Go, 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 go. Get a run on. Get a run on. Good, good, good. What's happened over here? Ah, we were charged. Black Snake Guard, indeed. Right, go and shut them down. Barrack Horse Archers, pull away. Pull forward. Get yourselves on that hill over there. Oh, you didn't move, but that's alright. Alright, the Swordmen will take down the Snake Guard. But they're already preparing to rout. What? We're up against a very weak enemy here. Right, cavalry. How did our... Have the Ashushia already been killed? Yeah, they have. That's alright. Right, we'll get the cavalry to come around the back. Always wary that that army's coming on that right-hand side. We're going to have to prepare for that a bit better. And there's no one actually coming from that way, so you take both of you. We're not really on a hill from that side, are we? Oh, I don't understand that visual bug, that sound bug. Audio, sorry. Many of our units, when selected as a group, give dwarven feedback. Jesus Christ! Fenton! No, they're coming, they're coming! My cavalry is charged in against something. Oh, Horattium Spearmen, they're not doing anything over
the enemy force
Right, all
remains.
three of you, let's get involved, please. We're getting shot. The crafty bastards. Right, you guys, take that out.
The enemy's general lies dead.
Ah, an enemy general has died.
Sets their doom upon them.
You run to there. You run to there. Was it Warlord, whatever he's called? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, they're running. They're running like the guards they are. Oh, but they're keeping up this... Can you imagine if Palando goes now in an unceremonious barrage from bloody catapults of all things? Get in there. I think you've got... Oh, no. Right, don't do what you're doing. Come around the back. Are our units engaged? Yes, they are. You guys, press out. Charge into them. Right, defensive line. You are no longer needed. Our archers can deal with anything that's left over there. So get up to this hill and we'll charge you down. Run, 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 run. It's just a bit of an archer battle down there now. Oh, our Variax Swordmen are still going. Go and hit those. Pull the archer cav out. Oh, the other ones are dying. That's alright. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. You do you. Right, Wind Riders. What is happening? Where's the enemy going? Obviously, this battle doesn't really mean anything. This is the last episode, so we can be as blasé and as unstrategical as we like. Not that that really changes anything, as I am that all the time, but a bit more leeway this time. How are we doing over here? I'm not really sure what the AI is doing. They pulled their catapult crew out. Oh, they got people routing. Quite a lot of people routing. That's the troll vent. Right, go and hit them. I think this is over, to be honest. Oh, you did not do that. I will not
Enemy are badly bloodied.
suffer your damned
They've lost
catapults.
half their men.
Kill them and get those buggers out of here. Right, you guys go and hit them. Oh, I didn't use any of you. I've moved you up to that hill in preparation and then just left you all there. Well, I'll run down there. Some units are still fighting, but our line is just not being attacked. As they get closer, I think they then break when they near us. Yeah, look, they haven't even got the stones anymore to even approach our line, let alone actually do
Our
anything.
foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle. The enemy's general lies dead.
Go and get in there, lads.
These men can sense their doom upon them.
Captain Talib has gone as well, and now 82% of the enemy has died. As we now have to press out to hit whatever is
Our
still
enemy
fighting.
flees before us like a herd of goats. Drive them from the battle.
Something somewhere still fights. Saffron Warband over there, are they? Or is it this unit's the units over here? Ah, look, it's that unit there. Keep firing. No, don't do that. Charge in.
Our enemy
And
flees
it's
before us
over.
like- This is a
504.
crushing
We
victory.
killed
Your name
2,600.
will-
My name will live in marble, and my foes in sand. You're right, sir. A sound victory was won this day, and Harad pass into nothingness. Nothingness.
We have
Kill them all.
prevailed.
Exterminate them all.
Courage have triumphed.
And there we are.
Victory.
The chieftain of Harad is dead. We get a horse breeders guild. We no longer have a mission to blockade Umbar for some reason. And it's all over.
We close for battle. We have
We
prevailed.
didn't need the forces in Ankh-Karagmir. And what of our elites? Where are they?
Honor to serve.
Ah, look, those two, 4 units. There must be somewhere where we can just cheat move them in, just so that you can see what elite unit looks like just once before we end. We've got another 20 minutes or so.
I'm gonna stick you.
Ogthak's always an option. Mordor army's up there. Look, Rohan still have forces knocking around. Not currently at war with Rohan, but they. It's Captain Eadbald and Edwin the Champion.
Not an emissary, my lord.
My lord, I am a warrior, not an emissary, my lord. I think that Mordor army, to be honest, because then we get the victory of Orashur as well. I am going to cheat move them then. So what's your name? Let's just see one battle with these buggers. Oh, Control T. Do I want that? Yes. Captain Sagadai. Interesting name. Show. Cursor stat. Move. Character. Captain. And then it was Sagadai. 334126. Boom, there he is.
How may I serve? We shall end this day in triumph.
Right, you've got a bit of an uphill battle here, friend, but I think you can do it.
We shall end this day in triumph.
For two of our most elite units, two of our one tier down elite units, you're outnumbered heavily. Well, I think we can do
Winds of
it.
fate have turned against us. The foe seems to be winning the battle.
One of our units does fire arrows, so we've got that to our advantage first. But you're dying to see what they look like, and here you go. Just once before the campaign ends, you get to see the elite of Khad. No longer do they wear the famed black armor that they used to, because the quality of that unit model was actually quite low. And this one is considerably better. They've got the silver horse of Rune. Oh well, they've got the silver cataphract horse. The silver making it not look like as though it's from Rune. And the warlock's cataphracts have a large lance, and then they swap to a sword. And the archers are just cavalry archers. Even though they wield katanas as well, which gives just a little bit more of that sort of unidentifiable generic Eastern flavour that we've gone for with Khad. They've got the flags on the backs that represent a game which is reminiscent of feudal Japan. Yeah, not all of them though, you'll see, some don't. But I think they look damned cool, and it's disappointing that we've only had one unit of them this whole damn time. Right, get in there, my brave lads. Kill whatever you like. We'll send you up to the top of this hill. We'll send you to that one. And then we'll send the captain over there. As our cav archers move in for the kill. And their arrows fly into our enemies. Is there any unit here that we are actually all that bothered about? There's some Uruk archers at the back there. There's a chunk of... there isn't an anti-cav unit amongst them. I don't really want you wasting yourselves against the like little pitiful bands though. So fire against them. We have lost one, which is a real shame. Right, elites. Uruks in the back. You, all coast. You, all coast. Let them fear us. Right, here they come. There are 174-ish Uruks, 171. Oh, and they carve through that line like it just does not exist. There were 170 Uruks, and they have killed over 100 in that initial charge. Just in time for these guys to arrive. I think we're going to not only win this, but we're going to absolutely humiliate Mordor here. Cavalry is so good against Mordor. I just dread to think how easy a Rohan campaign in this game is. But we all love the heavy cavalry. We all love the overpowered cavalry, and no one wants it changed. 33% of the enemy has now died. You guys, Orc Scouts. You guys, Orc Host. You guys aren't running. Run. Turn back and hit them. Let's see how they do. Lancers down. Oh, not as good as the cataphracts. Nowhere near as good. Step up your game, sons. They are called cataphracts, aren't they? No, Varag Lancers, of course. Cataphracts are just decimating anyone they charge into. All the while our cataphract archers, or... yeah, that is their name. Firing...
Enemy are badly bloodied.
50%.
They have lost half their men.
Orc Coast. Orc Coast. The targets seem to have changed who they want to go for. Orc Archers. Let's see these again.
We have cut off the serpent's head. The enemy general is slain.
There they go.
Let's see how these
Just
snakes
riding
are.
through. It's like they're just not there. Dear oh dear. There's literally no resistance to these cataphracts. The Orc Scouts are down. Uruk Archers are down. The enemy is indeed done. Defeated and
For a
done.
moment, the fickle smile of fortune shines upon us. Pray, this is a portent of a victory.
Portent. I need to look up that. Pull yourselves back out. Get them to assist. Are you still firing arrows? Get over here. Get over here! Right, you guys for the Orc Coast. Turn around and get that Orc Coast. No, tell you what, go for that one. And you go for that one. And we should end their determination, their grit, their fight in one fell swoop.
They run like children.
There it is.
Scour them from the field.
End it.
The enemy must curse the
37.
day they were born. Let all the
326 for her glances. 402 Warlords Cataphracts. 106 Cataphract Archers for one's Archers not claiming the top spot. Just think how easy this campaign would have been with the Cataphracts from the start. Well, no, of course, that's why they're late game and why they're locked behind the Barracks event, which of course you are all very aware of. The reason I laugh at that is we still, today, despite the number of people that have played DaC, the number of messages that allude to the Barracks event, the fact that it was in Third Age Total War before DaC, people still don't get the Barracks event, they don't read about it in the message that pops up at the beginning, and they ask us why they can't train their troops.
A most honorable victory.
Well done, Captain Sagadai. You're the only man of the hour in the entire campaign, actually, I think.
We will engage them honorably.
Not even worth it, is it? 79. We lost more men in that pathetic little band than we did in the.
Now our people's land.
We did in that fight. Oh, Sagadai, you've got a cool portrait too. Oh, that's disappointing.
Orders.
Oh, and yeah, look, of course.
Your corpse will be thrown.
We march.
Bata fled. Didn't even bother to try us. So how did the rest of the world look then to end? This episode's probably going to be shorter as well, but that's all right because I have to go to work soon anyway, and it is of course the last. So, as we scan around the world, as we say, Mordor... Oh, let's turn on the UI again. Control-T, by the way, is how you turn off all of those little banners and things. You can also turn off those banners, I think. I can't remember which one that is. But it's in the controls in the main menu, so you can go and hit that up. But, let's turn them off anyway. They're a bit garish, aren't they? Oh, it might be U. No. I. No. Y. No. L. No. Bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Oh, God, I can't believe I just did that. L is the quick load. It's alright, we can... Did we save it before that battle? I'm sure we did. We'll just auto-resolve our victories. Well, we won't need to, but just look around the world. But... Ah, yeah, look, it moved you back to there. Sorry, everyone, for that completely needless... completely needless turn of events.
We close for battle.
Yeah, we lost more that time.
Have prevailed.
Anyway, there we are. Right, so back to the beginning. I don't know the control to turn off the other ones, and I'm not going to press any more buttons in case I turn something else off. I pressed another button. I can't remember. Anyway, Gondor has done very, very well. They've held on to Caer Andros. They've held on to Osgiliath. They've not let anyone cross the river. They also have not lost any ground to either Isengard or Enedwaith, who I'm not sure if they're actually at war with any of them. Gondor is not at war with either, so no, indeed. They've had no threat from their west, so they've had a really easy time of it. Dol Amroth have now actually even pushed out and taken Barad Han. So the days of the Ardenaim are really numbered. More Dol Amroth are throwing men across the mouths of the Anduin, and the Ardenaim just don't have any troops to respond to that. They've just got nothing, so it won't be long before they fall. But there's some very cool looking Ardenaim CSMs for you as well. It's been a while since we've seen those. And there's their city one, which you can always tell because it's got the little red tents out on the doorway. So Gondor done very, very well. Mordor, of course, absolutely out. They've got like, what, 5 provinces? No, hang on. They've still got about 6 or 7 just in there alone. They've probably got about 10 to 11 provinces, something like that, but they are basically out. Dorwinion has not actually died, which is quite interesting. They've got a sort of stalemate with Rune going, but they have lost Rondos, which is a real shame, in the mountains of Dorwinion. But they've held on to Santanwi and Karasant. And you'll note they've changed their capital to Santanwi, which is, again, as I say, either because they lost that and reclaimed it, but more likely because that's more central and the AI moves its capital city. They've held Logarth for such a long time they've been able to upgrade it. Same with Carvarad. And there's Ilanin up there. Oh, and they've held the Isle of Nibur as well. Rune... not really having done all that well, to be honest, actually. They have pushed out towards Dale, but Dale are actually doing quite well. They've got quite a sizable domain. Do you want me to turn these back on, because you don't know what the towns are really doing. They hold Erebor in a bizarre fashion, but Gundabad are pressing up against them. So Gundabad have basically knocked the dwarves out. The dwarves have got Kirikathol, Miraran, and Skarn, and that's it. So Erebor has been crushed. absolutely crushed. And it would seem that Dale has had a hand in that. Are Dale allied to them, though? I'm sure they are. They must be. There's Erebor. Allied to the Kingdom of Dale. Yeah, so they lost Erebor to someone else. Dale then took it back, and Gundabad have come in. So it's good to see Gundabad doing well. Very good to see Gundabad doing well. The Anduin has been destroyed as well. They've got Framsburg, and they've got Bjorn's Hall still, and for some reason they've got Enethar, but they've lost all of the others. So Dol Guldur really pulling the weight where Mordor has not. The Woodland Realm have pushed down to Erinnthollen and have now just held, which is what they do in almost every campaign. So no real expansion. Rakyberg, I suppose, but other than that, they've just taken what they normally do and stayed in the forest, which is fine, really. I'm happy to have these sort of bastions of defense, these enclaves of elites. It's like fallen empires for Stellaris. They're just small little empires or small little nations that are really difficult for the AI to defeat. And they just sit there and do very little. Khazad-dum have taken Western Khazad-dum, which is interesting. I don't normally do that. But Moria have by no means been defeated. Osterthil still there, Zanon and a Rod. They have lost Bruanos to the Northern Dúnedain, though, and that's interesting. But otherwise, no, they're doing well. There's Gala Goblin Town. They've got Fenneln, but the Dwarves are about to take that. Meithelberg Goblin Town. Yeah, they're doing all right. Angmar, interestingly, not defeated, but certainly on the way. Gobadrine and Athelin are now in the hands of the Dwarves. But of course, the Dwarves have interestingly allied with the Ardenaim. And Linden have basically been taken out of the game. They now only have Harlond and Ostgelon. Mithlond falling to the Ardenaim, Perth and Lune falling to the Ardenaim, the Dwarves taking Forlon, and Enedwaith coming up from the south. Buzzard-dum is probably the only holding they've actually taken, because of course they start with Dol Vorn, so I doubt anything's gone there. I don't know if Enedwaith and Bree are at war. Should we find out? Breeland? Yes, clans of Enedwaith, there they are. So the Breeland are attacking the clans. And we would have been able to tell if we just moved to Cor Willishart, where we all know they are attacking the clans. So Enedwaith have actually done really, really well, which I'm really pleased to see, because normally Dunland become the powerhouse, but Dunland have been thoroughly kept in check and utterly pushed back. Enedwaith just walking all over them. Isengard as well. Isengard have done relatively well. They haven't taken Rohan out, but Rohan have only got Rockburg, which looks like it's shortly to fall, and Hornburg, which has a large army though. Oh no, Rockburg will hold for a while. But Tirith Anduin fell to Mordor, and the rest has fallen to Isengard. So Rohan, as usual, fallen out. So quite an interesting spread, actually. It's rare. Well, we are only 122 turns in, actually, which is amazing. We normally get further in than that. But I would submit, if we were to continue playing this, I would have gone north and attacked Mordor, really. Dol Amroth would have taken Umbar or the Ardenaim out. It's only a matter of time. I probably would have attacked one or two settlements just to see what they actually look like, just to fight the Ardenaim. But generally speaking, well, actually, I think, yeah, our Tal al-Jaf army would have taken Ardamir and then hopefully Umbar, and the rest would have fallen to Dol Amroth. So the Ardenaim would have died. After Mordor, I probably would have attacked Dol Guldur or Isengard, because I don't want to stir the beast that is Rune. They get a lot of cavalry too, so I don't really want to be fighting cavalry. But I would say that Enedwaith would have it continued wipe Dunland out in the near future, and Linden would definitely fall in the near future too. That's their last stand army, Toaithin.
Neither your concern nor your subject.
And he's moving to Gelon. He probably would actually reclaim, I think, Perth and Lune and Mithlond. But the Dwarves are attacking Linden, which is why Angmar's not died, because the Dwarves have two enemies this time, which is what the purpose of the Eredluin ring script will be, is to keep the Dwarves, give the Dwarves another option, which give Angmar a bit more survivability, and you get situations like this where they're not dead yet. In this version, of course, Imladris still exists as a faction, and at the moment they still do, but they do only have Imladris. They lost Ostinethil probably a while ago. Well, given that it's upgraded to be a goblin town, then yes, I think quite a while ago. Fenris-Druiden is a big city there. Keloniak is a castle, so Northern Dúnedain not doing too badly. But overall, it's pretty snazzy. Now, just before we do end then, there were some questions as to the modding things that I spoke about yesterday, and as I've got a few more minutes, I'll just deal with those. So first of all, yes, Henethanoon has gone, and the Ithilien Rangers can now be trained from East Osgiliath, where they couldn't before, but also they'll be able to be trained in Caer Andros. Faramir now starts in Caer Andros, and he has Osgiliath veterans as his bodyguard instead, and a new general has been put, or the general that was in Andros is now in the fort of Henethanoon, and he has Ithilien Rangers. And this is because Faramir was dying so much, so we bolstered his bodyguard to make him a bit stronger, and we moved him to a more defensible location. The region of Henethalen, as I said, has been moved over here. So Dunlastir has been... There's new names here. Onodrith now has the name Entwash. Not Entwash, sorry. It's on the map. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Ah, dear, that bothers me so much. Anyway, Dunlastir is now called Onodrith and is about there-ish. Onodrith has a new name, I think Entwade. It's called Entwade, which is a name on a map that I've seen as a location, so I thought it was better. Ginyard is the name of the region that is now here, or the town is called Ginyard. It starts about there-ish, and this is the Westfold, as I say. Foldberg remains the same, and this town is now called Eisenrun. And this is the Fords of Eisen, as I say. In the north, Sackville has been moved over here, which is where it should really be, and it's now called Longbottom. Deep Hallow, as I say, is gone, and the province that was here has been added to the northern one, so the Shire North out of Hobbiton. The Old Forest, unfortunately, and the lands of Buckland are now part of the Downs province, because it just made more sense geographically for our map. Also, the Downs over here, the Far Downs and the White Downs, which is the two sets that make up this area. With the White Downs being slightly closer and the Far Downs obviously being further, I increased this area's hilly look. So it actually now looks like there are more hills here and not just two arms, which I think looks much cooler. But you'll all be dying to know where the region of Deep Hallow was moved to, and it was moved to here. So now there is an extra region that comes down to this river here, and then it borders what is currently this section of the High Pass, and it cuts across and does cover this whole northern section of the mountain, but it also eats slightly into the Gundabad province and slightly into the Framsberg province. It's called Scather's Pass, and it starts rebel at the beginning of the game because Gundabad needed something else to assist them. So it's basically there as fodder for Gundabad to give them another region. They don't actually start with it. Sorry, excuse me. But they will capture it very quickly. The final region change is Tharbad. The Royal Tharbad has been kept and is now just called Tharbad. And this province is now all the Tharbad province. And the region that was Tharbad has been moved to here. So the large region of Dunland has been split in half and now has a western portion, which has a different name. It's called La Faran, which means Western Core or Western Home or something like that in Gaelic. But anyway, and the town is called Bale. And it just sits there. It's a village, I think. And it starts rebel. Also, the region of Heret, or Heretskir, has been extended to now go all the way down to here. So it encompasses all of this. And the region of Bregnas has been extended into parts of Caras to make more of a rectangular shape there, with the town having moved next to the river. And this now creates a rebel line up the middle that splits Dunland and Enerdwyth and gives them a bit more longevity. The Londare province has been shrunk as well, so it only now goes just around Londare, and Alkford has been given a port, which is about there. That's now just Alkford's port. So Londare is a smaller region, and Alkford should be a little more wealthier than it was before, because Enerdwyth was doing badly in almost every game. This is a very rare outcome for Enerdwyth, so we wanted to make some changes to give them a bit more oomph, a bit more survivability. So there we are. So anyway, that is the end then. So I do hope you've enjoyed this foray into Khand. We are only 122 turns in, which is not that many, really. There are other things we could do. I've thoroughly enjoyed this campaign. I really like what we've done with Khand, and the Blue Wizard introduction has made them what was once a boring, really boring faction that very few people played and was contemplating even cutting the faction altogether, is now a really interesting take on what might have happened to the Blue Wizards, in my opinion. You will note that if you can get your cavalry into gear, obviously I'm not very good at this game, and if I've been able to do as well as I've done here, then you will be able to do 10 times better than me. And cavalry commanders will have a doddle playing as Khand, I should expect. But I do hope you've enjoyed this campaign, and I encourage you to go to the straw poll and vote. Do you want to keep Angmar, or would you rather replace Angmar with one of the options that are listed there? And do provide your feedback and let us all know what you think. But otherwise, next week will be either Angmar, or, depending on what you all vote in the poll, it will be whoever is going to be new. But I'll start with the High Elves. So whoever replaces Angmar will be in 2 weeks' time. And next week, whatever happens, I will do High Elves. So they will come next week, the start of their campaign. And then either Angmar will continue thereafter, or their replacement will start thereafter. But for now, that is all. I'll also do a developer diary sometime soon to talk about these changes and some other changes. But anyway, for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and you've learned something about Canned, and you're all keen and budding DaC enthusiasts, and you'll be firing it up sometime soon to play as them. But get your goggles ready, because in the next set, you're going to start seeing all of the version 4 changes, and there is quite a lot to see. So until that time, though, do remember to check out Gamesplanet using the link in the description below. But otherwise, until we speak again, Navarna den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.